Welcome back to the Health Rebels Podcast. Rebel, I have to start with an apology. I know it's been a little while since I posted an update. I was on vacation last week, but today what I want to do is actually that. I want to post an update. I want to give you kind of a State of the Union address for this podcast and what the podcast is going to do moving forward. Because I'm about to make a little change. We're going to go away from the 5-day format, the Monday through Friday format, and we're going to go into once a week. And I believe I'm going to post these on Saturdays. I'm going to post the podcast to publish on Saturday, and there's a couple good reasons for that. The first big reason is I want to make sure that I can have the best production quality that I can put forth. Putting out 5 podcasts a week, I'm just not getting through the editing. I can increase the audio content. I can increase the video quality. I can work on the production value a little bit more when I'm only putting out 1 episode as opposed to 5, right? There's a couple things that I want to do to kind of help that out, right? And if you already like the quality of the podcast, the material that I send, the content that I give out, could you do me a favor real quick? Wherever you're listening to this, could you review the podcast? Whether that's a like and a subscription on Facebook, or sorry, I meant to say a like and subscription on YouTube, a like and a follow on Facebook, the subscriptions on your podcast platforms, a review on iTunes or Stitcher, anywhere that you can give a little bump to the podcast, I'd appreciate it if I brought value to you in the past. But we are going to shift to once a week. That's going to allow us to work on the production value. It's also going to help with the notes and the preparation. I'm going to have more time to really flesh out the ideas that I'm presenting. And I'm going to be able to bring in a couple more sources and kind of create a little bit more of a script, to have a little bit more practice, so that, again, the quality that you're going to get every week from the Health Rebels podcast is going to be better than ever before. And so we're going to bring that. And I think Saturday is a great day to do this. I know a lot of popular podcasts will be on Mondays, Wednesdays, or Fridays, or they'll be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I don't know of many podcasts that publish on Saturdays. So I don't think it's going to be competing for your attention. And I think it's going to be something that's going to be able to deliver value to you when you get a little bit more time on the weekend to come through and check it. And if you do prefer to listen on the weekdays on your commute to work, it'll still be there. It'll still be available and ready for you on Monday morning. So that's kind of what we're thinking of. And it's going to be really great. Like I mentioned, it's going to free me up for a couple other things. Right? One of the big things I'm excited for is repurposing the purpose behind the YouTube channel. If you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, that's Health Rebels on YouTube, then you're going to be able to find that what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to be bringing out more long-form content. These are like seminars or workshops or really, really in-depth trainings. These are going to be more in the 45 to 60-minute range and really give you an in-depth understanding of the topic at hand. Right now, I'm editing a video. It's called Nutrition by Addition. It's a recording of a seminar that I gave at the Spokane Club in person. I'm going to give you that so that you don't have to pay tickets to go to some live events, right? You're going to be able to attend that and watch that and get that video content in a long form. It is about 55 to 60 minutes, so it's a lot more content, but it'll help you move in that journey. On YouTube, I'm also going to be bringing in more demonstrations, exercise demonstrations, little things to help you enhance the workouts that you're already doing or improve the exercises that you're already doing. Little demonstrations that allow you to exercise safer. We'll also have some recipes and some nutritional demonstrations, just the more little things that will be able to bring content and quality to you in a different way. Over on the blog has been dominated by podcast transcriptions. Now it's going to free up a little bit more time to flesh out an idea and get a little bit more in depth with a topic. It's going to be able to get more research deep dives into a certain topic. Right now I'm thinking about a blog post of a 3-part series about your ideal health, right? It's going to talk about ideal body images and go through the history of how do we get to where we are? Why do we define certain bodies as healthy and beautiful? And why do we think others are inherently unhealthy or unworthy and nasty? Right? We're going to be talking about the ideal body image. We're also going to talk about the ideal workout, right? and that's gonna be a real fun evolution to kind of go through there. And then we'll also talk about the ideal nutrition plan. And all in all, those really big deep dives are going to be the ideal series, but it's not something I can do while I'm also mass producing podcasts, right? So these ideas a little bit more fleshed out, a little bit more researched, maybe a little bit slower to churn out, but a lot more depth, a lot more quality, a lot more learning from that possibility there too. Over on Facebook, I'm also going to do things a little bit differently. If you're following me on my personal Facebook, that's Stephen Hicks. You can find that facebook.com/Stephen Hicks personal trainer. If you've known me for a while, you used to see those walk and talks. And I love them. But the walk and talks in the daily podcast felt like it was the same material over and over again, and I couldn't do both. What I love about this idea about doing one weekly podcast and a weekly walk and talk is the podcast content will be a little bit more rehearsed, be a little bit more in depth, have some more sources, but the walk and talk is going to be a little bit more casual. It's going to be Wednesday walk and talk during the lunch hour, where I'm just going to go for a little walk and I'm going to talk about an idea or an experience in health and fitness that I've been either grappling with or working with or sharing with clients, and I'm going to share that with you. Walk and talks are going to be casual conversations that you can catch live on Facebook. And then I'm going to make some changes as well. I want to enhance the coaching that I offer my clients, and I want to give a better service. So one of the things that I'm going to do is each day I'm going to have coffee hours. I'm going to have open coffee hours, 2 hours, where clients can jump on a call right during those times, and they can ask any questions that they have pressing at that time. Right? It's just going to be more time directly one-on-one, face-to-face, live interactions. I'm going to open up those appointments so that my clients can get a better service. It's hard to offer all of that while doing a daily podcast, so we're going to pull back the podcast a little bit. And then finally, writing. For the last couple of years, I've been tossing around a couple ideas for some books that are in various stages, but it's hard to do that and do a daily podcast at the same time, right? So the book ideas are going to get fleshed out. I'm going to write a book about nutrition by addition, which is going to be an in-depth example of really all the errors that we make in traditional diet culture and how to oppose that to have a healthy nutrition that is freeing, flexible, and fulfilling. Right, so that's going to be coming down the pipelines. We're also going to have a book that I'm putting together called The Horsemen of the Health Apocalypse, which is an exploration of the influencers of the 20th century that have created some social trends that unfortunately led to the health challenges we have in the 21st century. It's going to be exploring the shifts that we made sociologically and what that's done for our health, and how we can kind of reverse some of those shifts in our individual and our private lives so that we can easily create a shield that blocks unhealthy trends and promotes health with ourselves. So I just want to let you know, hey, there's a lot coming down the pipeline. And unfortunately, we had to pull back a little bit on the podcast in order to get that all to go. So the podcast is going to be coming back to once a week on Saturdays. Have that scheduled, have that ready to go. It's going to be there Saturday mornings when you wake up bright and early. And it's going to be a little bit more fleshed. It's going to be a little bit more worked out. It's going to have a little higher video production, a little higher audio quality. It's going to have a little bit better production value. And it's going to have those ideas that are going to be a little bit more in depth. We'll bring in some sources. We'll bring in better quotations. We'll bring in more things to bring out more quality there. So I just wanted to let you know, if you're looking through your podcast subscriptions and you're not seeing the Health Rebels podcast pop up as often as it has, that's kind of the state of the union. That's what we're doing with the podcast now. So I hope that's good for you. I hope everything else that we talked about. I didn't mention the Facebook group, the Health Rebels community on Facebook, which if you're not a member of, do go check out facebook.com/groups with an S /Health Rebels, and you can join the community there. We're going to have a lot more interactive experiences. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be trainings. There's going to be some really great stuff. There's going to be gifts in there. If you're not a member of the community, definitely go right now, join, sign up. There's a lot of stuff coming your way. So make sure you follow the podcast. Make sure you follow the YouTube channel, the Facebook group, my personal Facebook page. I'm also going to share that into the Health Rebels, the Walk and Talks into the Health Rebels page. And, there's just a lot there. If you have any questions, check the show notes. I'll put links to all the important stuff down below. And until I see you this weekend for the next Health Rebels podcast, you know what to do, Rebel. Keep the oath.